Okay, here's the update. I got it all apart, and what I did is with the internals, this piece here, it was folded over, and I just took my small pick tool here and I folded out the tiny tabs first. I realized the whole thing folds out. And then don't mind this dirt, that it was just it was on the 45-degree needle nose pliers on the inside, so I had to scrape it off with this flathead right here so that it could actually clamp down all the way flat. So I could grab that and just kind of wiggle on it, and I'll use the almost kind of pry, and so that this edge here pried just against the housing gently, and then this whole thing started to slide out. So I got it out, and there's definitely some corrosion buildup in there. Oh, and earlier I also got the flathead and was working it around the button that'll sit over here for your selection points. And they just put like some silicone to glue it in is all they did. And I was able to get the flathead in a corner and start to pry that up, and it was just held down, like I said, by the silicone. So if yours is all apart and you're cleaning up, put it back together, you can just do a little re-silicone it in or what have you. And there you go. Now we can see inside, and you can see that over the years this must have sat in, you know, got kicked around, but in, you know, dusty, dirty environments, maybe a moisturous environment a couple times or two, because it's definitely got some buildup on the inside there. And this button, I actually got it. I had to use a needle nose. I put one in on the outside here, and one in. I forced the button over, and it did go over in the on position. And you can see that's the other side of it, right in there, right below my finger. So I think it's just not, you should be able to slide it with your fingernail, and I can't do that. Otherwise I'd break my fingernail. And the same thing with the shuffle versus playthrough button. Again, I had to use the needle nose for that. This one does slide a bit easier, but yeah, it still doesn't go by hand, by finger, which I remember it doing back when this was new. So anyways, this is what we're dealing with here, and it's got a tiny board. And when I was cleaning out the corrosion right where this was, I probably damaged some of those pins where the tiny, you know, I guess black circuit boxes, you know, get soldered to the board. And those are almost kind of similar to when I was opening up my Pokemon red, blue, and yellow cartridges with those black boxes and the little tangs that stick out. And if they're loose at all, loose connection, then the device won't work. Or when you load it up into a device, the game cartridge won't work. And this is where the aux cord would plug into. So all I can do is try to put it all back together and see if it powers on. I don't even know if the charge is still on. I did charge it around Christmas time, but it's in the on. The power is in the on position right now, so I can put it back together and see if it turns on. I, of course, have to plug in some headphones to test the playability. But yeah, all the components are super tiny, so just be careful when taking it apart and putting it back together. But yeah, since I damaged the pins there on the bottom there, I don't think it's gonna work. But it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, so I'll do that. And I don't even really need to put the plate back on because it's up all the way in there. It's a snug fit. So really, I just have to go plug it in and see if the power light comes on. And again, it just plugs in just like that. And then I'm trying to think how this wheel was on. I think the wheel was, ooh. Well, it doesn't matter. Forward, it's only going to get forward, reverse, and volume up and down backwards. So, let's take it over here. Let's see what do. So yeah, it was charging before I took it all apart, so it's got to be that connection there. Anyways, just to show you, if you're ever trying to take apart a 2nd gen iPod Shuffle, anyway, you can see it's not sitting in there evenly. And just be more delicate with it than I have. And if you have corrosion buildup like I have, you may have a hard time not breaking stuff trying to take it all apart. But that is a little video on these iPod Shuffles. A antiquated technology in 2025, because people don't even use an iPod Touch anymore, I would wager. It's, you know, iPhone just kind of does it all. So, but it was cool. It was a cool thing back in the day when before iPod Touches even, and before the iPod Nano, or maybe the first gen iPod Nano had come out around the time the 2nd gen Shuffle was released. But anyways, thanks for watching.